who filled you in on your father's career? Was that, kind of stories as you grew up always, or was that later in life that you kind of became curious?
I think it was more since I started racing, really.
Mm,
I
wow.
don't know much about him. I mean, I obviously knew a bit about him, um, but I've learned so much more since starting racing. The amount of people that, the old journalists that knew him, and the old people that, that knew him. That I've got talking to those people and reading a lot more about his career. And I mean, the James Hunt, the biography, the Gerald Donaldson book, I think that's the only one that's actually approved by the family, apart
Mm.
from Against All Odds, which was written when he was with Dad alive. That's actually a very sort of all-encompassing book of his career, very accurate. So I learned a lot from that. But then the rest is just watching interviews. I mean, I saw an interview on YouTube last night that I hadn't seen before, which is cool. Him 77. So the whole time I'm still seeing new bits of information, new photographs. People send photographs that they took in the 70s and haven't looked at since then. So it's nice, and I hear new stories the whole time. It's great. Someone messaged me on Instagram the other day saying, I used to have a bar in Spain, and your dad and Sean Connery were locals, not my favorite locals. So if you want to hear some cool stories, give me a call.
That's great. That's great. So your father's fame, it didn't really have much of an effect on you in your younger days?
No, I don't suppose it did. In my younger days, I mean, I didn't really know that. I knew my father was a Formula One world champion, but I didn't really know what that meant, really. Um, and I certainly didn't know, certainly among the British public, how loved he was. I had
Mm.
no idea. Um, yeah, it was when I started racing, I started to realize the gravity of who he was.